Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm recording in a different location than usual, but Tuesday was almost over, and I have decided that I am definitely doing a video on Tuesdays, no matter what, as long as I can. So here we are, making it work. I want to talk today about something. So my last video about what's standing in between you and what you want has gotten, I think, a huge reaction from people. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that idea of not so much manifesting, but kind of manifesting, about what happens when we are creating changes in our life and we're calling forth what it is that we're hoping to have, and what the actual process is for that, and how we get in our own way, and how we can stop getting in our own way. Okay, so this is kind of a blend of a lot of different things. It's a blend of coaching, and it's a blend of sort of magic, like woo-woo spirituality. It's a blend of just kind of energy work and like the way of things. And so it's all these things put together, which is kind of just, me. So this is why I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So a lot of times we will call forth from the universe something that we want in our life because we're needing a change. We're needing things to be different. We are needing our goals to be met or to be manifested, and we're hoping that we can, call upon the forces that be to have things shift in our world. And you can call upon the forces that be. You can like pray or talk to your angels or whatever it is, and energetically shift things in your life. That's legit. And the other component is that as the energy of things in your life shifts, so must you shift. And this is the part that people don't frequently understand. So in like spiritual communities, in like woo-woo dialogues, I'm an interfaith minister, I'm a psychic intuitive, I'm always in these spiritual kinds of conversations, or people are often coming to me and they're often saying things like, what kind of crystals can I get that will decrease my anxiety? Or what kinds of crystals can I get that will purify my home? Or how can I attract more love into my life? Or how can I, I don't know, shift the energy to have XYZ thing? Are there crystals for this? Are there spells for this? Are there things I can wear? Are there, like, what color should I paint this space? What, like, all these tips and tricks that they're looking for. The answer is always, like, yes, there's crystals for that. Like, yes, there's a spell I can teach you. Or, yes, there's a prayer you can pray. Invoke your angels. Ask for support from the forces that be. Like, do these things. And God goes like this, okay? There's like this, what's the thing called? There's a, oh my God. I'm like getting old, and sometimes like words just like disappear from my brain. And sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't. Cartoon, like a little cartoon, like a comic thing. And it's like, I said God for a reason. I don't say God very much because I'm not really like a God person. I mean, well, whatever. So it goes like this. It's like, I prayed to God to, it's like this guy and he's walking into heaven. I am so good at telling these stories. So he's walking into heaven and God's like sitting there and he's like, what the hell? Like, I prayed to you and I asked you to cure my disease, but here I am like in heaven now. I guess I didn't get cured, right? And in the comic or whatever it's called, God's like, yeah, I heard your prayers and I kept sending you all those doctors. Okay, so like that thing summarizes what I'm talking about here. Oftentimes, we ask for what we want, and then it shows up in a way that requires us to like interact with our reality differently, and we don't realize that us changing our behavior, us accepting the thing we prayed for in whatever form it shows up in, us like doing something is part of the way the thing manifests. Things are not going to just poof, like show up for you without you shifting into alignment along with the thing so that you can have the thing that you're asking for, so that it can show up for you, so that like you have to also shift your energy. Putting a crystal in your house, is it going to do something? Yes, because by the way, like BT dubs, crystals do measurably put out vibrational energy, like science fact, like they do. So is a crystal going to, by default, do something energetically in your space or in your pocket or in your, bedroom or wherever you're putting it under your pillow at night? Yeah, like it's going to do stuff. That's awesome. However, is the crystal going to be way more effective on curing your anxiety if you're also going to be like going to therapy or watching YouTube videos about how to manage your anxiety, if you're also taking other steps to support the work the crystal's doing? Yeah, like that's how it really works. Like these kinds of tools, prayer or spells or crystals or whatever other thing, vision boards, whatever things people are doing to like try to manifest stuff in their life or try to ask for like their world to change, all that's good, all that's important, especially if like you're in alignment with believing it, because we'll talk about that in a second. But it's not ever going to do it just by itself. And I don't want to say not ever, because I'm certain that like there are times when like something will magically manifest a change and you didn't have to do anything. But in general, you have to do the self-work required at minimum to accept what you're asking for in your life. It seems so obvious that if we're like asking for something that we are ready and willing to have it. I gotta tell you, I have been working as a life coach now and I'm multi-certified, so I've been doing this for I don't know, since 2005. So like 13, 14 years, okay? I've had a lot of clients in that time period. People want things that they want because they think that if they have the thing, it will absolve them or resolve whatever is going on inside of them. But the trick and the thing is, the honest to God, like, truth of it is, you can't have the thing you want until you're ready to have the thing you want, which is what we talked about in the last video. When you have figured out what you want, so often I watch this happen. And unfortunately, this actually happened in my personal life recently. Not like I didn't do the thing. Well, anyway, here's the thing. Here's what happens, okay? Someone says they want something. For example, someone might be like, I'm ready to find my person in life. Like, I want my soulmate. I want my partner. I want the person who's going to come into my life, who wants to love me, who wants to, like, have me in their family, and I want to be in their family, and they want to have a family with me, and I want my person. I want someone who, like, loves the same way I do and understands me on this deep level and is willing to, like, connect to me and blah, 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 blah. I want all these things. And they ask the universe for these things, right? So they put it out there. I've seen this happen so many times. The universe will go, oh, okay, here you go. Here's your perfect thing that you asked for. And then when the thing shows up, the person who's calling it in is like, oh my God, I actually wasn't ready. And I actually cannot accept that into my life right at this time. And they self-sabotage. I had to pause for a second because my kids were going nuts. So it's like the thing will get dropped right perfectly into their life, and they're like, oh shit, I didn't do any of the self-work to prepare myself to actually have the thing I want, so now I'm going to self-sabotage, or I'm not going to be able to accept it, or I'm going to push it away, or I'm not going to have the thing. And they then do all those things. They get rid of the thing that they've manifested, and then they fall into some kind of depression, or they backtrack dramatically into behaviors that are not supportive of them because they weren't ready to have the thing they were asking for. Because asking for something and having it are two separate things. Asking for something and being willing to have the life that supports the thing you think you want are two different things. This is why people who frequently win the lottery get all kinds of messed up, because they're not actually ready to handle all of the stuff that comes with having that huge sum amount of money. If you want to have more love in your life, you can go ahead and pray all the prayers you want. You can go ahead and do all the spells you want. You can go ahead and do all the readings you want to do. You can go on all the dating sites. You can show up all perfect. You can get plastic surgery. You can lose all the weight. You can buy all the perfect outfits. You can do all the things that are external to you that are going to bring you love. And if you're not ready internally for love, when it shows up at your door, you're not going to be able to have it. Full stop. So when you start to manifest yourself something, or when you tell the universe, I want this thing, the universe is either A, going to give it to you, and you better take a fucking crash course on how to accept it. And typically, by the way, when it gives it to you, it also gives you the crash course on how to accept it. So it's up to you to go through the learning that you're being offered by the universe, and to constantly be in alignment with, are my behaviors getting me to the point where I can have this thing? The thing will show up and the crash course begins. And you have to ask yourself, all right, am I working through this in a noble way, in my integrity, to try to get myself to the place to be the person who can have this thing, right? So it'll either drop the thing down and give you the crash course, and you have to go through and get real honest and clear with yourself about it. Am I doing what I need to do to be okay here? Or B, it's going to give you all of the things that you need to work through in order to get your thing. So you'll be like, I don't understand. I keep going on all the dating sites and I never meet a person, and I keep doing all the things the experts say and it's not happening. Same thing goes with weight loss. Same things goes with having the career you want. Same thing goes with healing a relationship with a friend or family member. It's all the same thing. It's just showing up in different ways. It's I keep doing everything right. I keep trying to call it forth. And no matter what, it's not shifting, blah, 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 blah. Why? I don't understand. I'm carrying the crystals around. I did feng shui. I cleansed my energy and I lost all this weight and blah, blah, blah. Sure. I'm very excited that you are understanding that you're in control of your world and that you can shift things and that it does matter, because it does. I don't want to tell you it doesn't. It super does. If you're in the right place energetically for to receive what you're asking for, all this stuff will pull it to you. But if you're not there yet, guess what? You're going to throw out the line. You're going to start pulling your thing towards yourself. And it's going to drag with it all the other stuff you have to work through on the way there. Your job is to work through that stuff. Your job is to use your self-awareness to get in touch with your inner self, to be honest with yourself, to live in some integrity, and to say what do I need to heal here so I can have that thing? What is it about me that's getting triggered out when I try to have the thing I think I want? And why can't I let myself have it? And what do I need to do to heal that part of me that doesn't let myself have it? A lot of times the answer is simply that awareness, like, oh, I'm blocking myself. Because that awareness is gigantic. I'm blocking myself. Holy fuck. That's a big awareness. Okay? How can I stop doing that? Oh, I have to be super brave and I have to be willing to have the thing I want. Can I do that? If not, what do I need to change in order to do that? Okay, so once you figure out what it is that has to shift, work on shifting it. Figure out, like, do I have to forgive myself for past relationships? Do I have to, like, believe that I can have real love? Like, that's a self-worth question. Do I have to, I don't know, whatever the thing is, go deep within you, find out what it is, learn how to heal that, because that is what's going on. You are manifesting your thing. I don't like that word manifesting. It feels so ruined by like fake spirituality. You are calling in what it is you want. You always are calling in what you want. You can't not be. It's always happening. But a lot of times we're calling it in and then we're not allowing ourselves to have it because we're not healing whatever's going on inside of us, even if we think we are. Okay? And so it's time for like a super honest reality check with yourself. Where am I not in alignment? Where am I not receiving feedback? Where am I sabotaging myself? Where am I getting presented with a certain amount of self-work that I have to do in order to have the things I want? And I'm either just opting out of doing it out of fear, or I'm willfully not doing it because I don't think that it should be part of it, or whatever it might be. Because the truth is, you can't ever have the thing you want in life until you're willing to get through this barrier. You just can't. And so, while it's important for you to get into a place mentally of believing that you can have the life you want, you also are required to do your part in that exchange. Like, is the spiritual, like, unseen world trying to send you your truth? Yeah, for sure. Is that enough? No, it's not. You are part of the equation. You're obligated to show up in your highest integrity. You're obligated to show up as who you say you want to be. If you're saying, I want this kind of life because this is important to me, you're obligated to show up in that way to life so that life can give you what you're saying you want. You can't show up as someone who's unable to accept any love because you hate yourself or something and also ask for love. You have to heal that. How are you going to get love if you don't think you're worthy of love? It's something you have to heal. And that awareness is going to take you a long way. Where am I standing in my own way between myself and calling in what I'm asking for? Because it's never that the universe isn't delivering it to us. It's often that it's sitting right there, right outside the threshold of ourselves. And we're the ones not opening up the door for whatever reason. And your job is always going to be to figure out what that reason is and to solve and heal it for yourself, for your highest good, for your ultimate healing, so that you can have the life that you want, the life that is literally waiting for you. It will shower itself upon you the moment you shift into readiness and willingness and ability to have it. I promise you that. So thanks for watching. Please try to subscribe to my channel and share my videos if you feel that they're resonant for your audience or your friends or whomever. And thanks again. I'll talk to you guys next week.